The first thing that called my attention to studying ants was actually something that happened purely by accident. The work that I had started to do as a graduate student at University of Massachusetts at Amherst was going to be with termites. We would excavate, colonies of termites, which we found in logs on the ground. And I brought back one. I left them in a room where I was going to work with them, and there was some sucrose in a bottle up on the shelf. And unknown to me, in the same log that these termites were living in were carpenter ants. And these are very large black ants. They're very animated when they move. They have very good vision. When you watch them, they kind of watch you watching them. And I came back one morning and I found that they had made a trail from their log nest inside this Tupperware container all the way up to the sucrose. And I want to know how they did that, how they searched for food, located food, communicated its location to other individuals in the colony, and then socially organized group foraging. And I then went on to do a PhD at Harvard, working with Bert Holdobler and Edward Wilson, who basically shared the same lab space up on the fourth floor of the Museum of Comparative Zoology laboratories. And that was nirvana, being there, absolute nirvana, because as a child I had gone to the MCZ because it was where you could see zoology and botany and ethnography and geology. It was just an absolutely amazing place. I used to sneak in because I was too young to go in on my own, and my parents didn't take me there as frequently as I wanted to go, which was every day. Working at Harvard in the laboratory of Holdobler and Wilson from 1976 to 1980 was probably the best time in the century to be in that lab. Wilson had published Sociobiology, The New Synthesis, which many people hail as being one of the most important books in behavioral biology. And the book was just an extraordinary synthesis of the social behavior of all animals. He drew in humans in the last chapter. That became very controversial. And there were protests on campus. Critics of sociobiology were actually on the floor beneath us. Articles were appearing in the Harvard Crimson and the Boston Globe, and then eventually Time and Newsweek. This environment of being part of a newly launched science was the people that were there at that time, because these were people who had offered you models for how you can excel, what you need to do, how you pursue your career, what kind of questions you ask, how you do your work, all of the sorts of conceptual and theoretical foundation, as well as the how to do science, how you carry out experiments, how you do empirical work, how you analyze data, how you write a paper. And it's that kind of mentoring that I draw upon, daily. It was at once stimulating, challenging, intimidating. The bar was always raised, and that environment, I think, did probably more than anything else to giving me the knowledge base to turn the passion of a child into the critical scientific thinking ability of an adult.